Hello YouTube, and this is Robert with Super Galactic Geek Review, and we've got another comic book review for you. I was at my local comic book store, and I stopped and picked up a copy of the new Harley Quinn. Now this one is a special edition. It's a little road trip edition that she did. They did it as #1, so let's just get into this right now. Okay, let me start off with all the good points about this. The good points are they changed the storyline up a little bit, and they made it a really heart-touching storyline. I gotta admit, the storyline was heart-touching, okay? The artwork, fabulous artwork, okay? I enjoyed it. However, you have 3 of DC's top female characters on the cover here, and you put the 3 of them together and make them friends and make them where they're concerned about each other. That is really cool to me. I like that idea. You know what? That's really neat. But the problem is, I thought, we're going to see these 3 villainesses go out and be just uber badasses and kick butt and, do villainesses things, rob places, stuff like that. In Poison Ivy's case, take over a city with plants and stuff. We didn't really see that. This was more about I hate to say this, but it was too foo-foo girly. The storyline goes like this, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is spoiler alert, so if you haven't read this and you're planning on it, go ahead, turn it off now because you're about to get a spoiler alert. Here's the storyline. Harley Quinn's uncle, who she loved so much as a child, dies. He lives in Los Angeles. So what does Harley Quinn do? She contacts her 2 best friends, asks them they make a road trip. That's a cool story right there. I gotta give it, that's pretty cool. I think they could have really stepped this up if they would have ran into some trouble during the road trip that was more action. This road trip was kind of foo-foo. It was like something you would see one of these teeny bop movies. One other thing that I gotta say, parents don't. I would not let my child read this. Let me tell you that right now. There is sexual content in here. There is drug use in here. I would not let my child personally read this book. But that's just me, and I'm just saying. Now, as for it a book overall, I do have to admit they did an excellent job with the characters, and I'm just going to find a page here, flip it open, let you see. It showed up as the girls were more or less out partying their way across this road trip. Okay, that's like something you would have seen, one of the cheesy movies that you would see where 3 girls go across on a road trip partying. Not 3 badass villainesses. You figured you'd see them going out and doing some really cool stuff. So that's where it had the downfall for me. I would have liked to see more action scenes, more of the 3 of them bonding in the aspect of, okay, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, the 3 of them going, all right, we're out here in LA, let's go take this place down and get what we want out of there. That would have been cool to me. I would have loved something like that. It didn't really touch on that, and it more touched on like they were at a pajama party most of the time. They're walking around half skimpy all over the place, and every time a guy hit on one of them, they lost it and end up beating the guy up. So it was definitely on the strange side on that. Apparently, all three girls have a crush on Batman in this comic book. So, that was a thing I wasn't expecting to be reading. Is all three of them talking about Batman and let's just get into the villain. Let me find his picture here because they had a villain that I'm sorry, it's probably the cheesiest villain I've ever seen. I don't know if this is a DC regular character, but when I saw him, I thought to myself, that cannot be the villain that's going to go against these girls in this book. This guy's a joke. So here's the first scene you see. Catwoman goes up against this guy. And all I can think of is, okay, this guy's got a dog mask on and is standing there looking at himself in his underwear. And apparently is extremely hairy. Yeah, that's kind of cheesy. I don't even know what to think about that character. I was like, I think they could have done so much cooler. The artwork on the girls is amazing. The storyline up until the part, when they start partying and acting crazy and run into this clown was good. I like the aspect that two friends would support another friend and they would, when time of need during a death in the family, that's a great story. Would have made it a better story if you would have upped the game a little bit. Even made it when they got there that someone was trying to steal everything her uncle had and they had to fight the guy off. That would have been awesome, All right, you got these three badass female characters that are like, they are DC icons. Those three women, they are strong female characters. I would have liked to see them more. Instead of the foo-foo, I would have liked to see more of a strong female character role. And I'm saying this to all you geek girls and gamer girls out there. I'm sure you would agree with me. Wouldn't you like to see them, instead of being through half the comic, or over half the comic, them walking around in their underwear, wouldn't you rather see them three girls representing you women fighting some, guys that are basically jerks? I think that would have been better. So, on a geek scale for this book, I am going to have to try to figure this out a little bit because I love the artwork. I love the characters. All of that is great. The beginning storyline is great. It drops off, and they drop the ball with this. So, on a geek review, because they dropped the ball, I'm only able to give this a 5. I'm sorry. I love Harley Quinn. I love Catwoman. I love Poison Ivy. And to think that they kind of degraded these girls by making them walk around in their underwear most of this comic book. That sucks. I would rather see these girls fighting and being badasses. So, it's only going to get 5 geek glasses on this one. So YouTube, go ahead and click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and be proud to be a geek.